Prospect Park, Woodstock, what is that about?
Well, Prospect Park is really a great park. The Long Meadow is much bigger than the Great Lawn in Central Park. It could probably hold about 150,000 people. We've been talking with some of the people involved with Woodstock. They're looking to do a Woodstock 40th anniversary concert. It's just a question of their being able to raise the money. We'd love to do it. We had a great big Superstars of Opera concert last year in Prospect Park. We think it's probably the best park that we have for large crowds. And so we're looking for that, and who knows, perhaps some other concert ideas.
3 days of love, peace, and music.
Well, maybe 1 day of love, peace, and music. Foreshortened. We'll see what kinds of sponsors they get.
How many people can that space in Prospect Park accommodate?
We think, it's the Long Meadow is almost a mile long. It's huge, and it's got rolling hills. You could probably put 150,000 or 200,000 people easily into that space.
It's interesting. One of the flashpoints that I'm sure you remember came up around the Republican convention in 2004 was people who wanted to use the Great Lawn for political demonstrations, and the Parks Department's feeling, the city's feeling that can't accommodate that many people without destroying the lawn, 100,000 people that it may have been if it took place there. Any thought of having Prospect Park's Long Meadow used for anything like that? I don't know if protest groups would even want to use it for that because it's so far away from Manhattan.
Well, as with all those things, we made all kinds of alternate areas available. Flushing Meadows Park can hold lots of people. It's a big open festival grounds. We offered Prospect Park. People tend to just become a little bit myopic about Central Park. If it didn't happen in Central Park, it didn't happen. But we've got lots of lovely parks all over. I was thinking about your last segment about people moving to new neighborhoods and saying, I don't have a backyard. Well, there's 29,000 acres of backyards in the city parks.
People think about the lawns, the trees. One of the reasons that I like to have you on in the spring is to remind people of some of the other activities, even organized activities, that are available in New York City that are very nature-oriented that people don't know that much about. So just looking at your own Spring in the Parks page on your website, you have ranger programs, all kinds of ranger programs that grown-ups and kids alike can take part in organized activities.
Well, I'm very partial to the Rangers. It's how I started 30 years ago this month as my first job in the Parks Department. But the Rangers offer all kinds of free activities for kids. We give thousands of school kids every year come and learn about nature in parks. And then there's great adult programs. We have canoeing programs. There's even family camping.
You can go camping in New York City?
You can go camping with your kids in New York City in Alley Pond Park. And also, of course, in Alley Pond Park, we have the adventure course, which is this high ropes challenge course, which is available for groups and then for families and for drop-ins on the weekends.
And you can go canoeing in New York City, did you say?
Canoeing. We have great canoeing programs offered by the park rangers. Also on the Bronx River, they have canoeing programs. And then kayaking. We're working on something called the water trails, connecting waterfront parks with trails and having places for people to put in kayaks and take out kayaks. New York City has become sort of like an X Games place. We have skate parks, we have off-road bicycling, we have the adventure course, we have kayaking, even swimming in the Hudson River at races. So we just think people should just get outdoors and enjoy the great parks we have here. And
you mentioned the water trail. I was reading about that. People think about the improvements in the bike trail system that have taken place in New York, but the New York City Water Trail connects 160 square miles of rivers, bays, creeks, inlets, and the ocean in the 5 boroughs, and suitable for kayaks, canoes, and open water rowing craft in various areas. So can people actually go, you call this a trail, can people actually go on a trail? Can you do a 5-borough water trail?
You could if you had enough time. We have maps for it, and there's signage at the various places. There are wonderful community-based organizations like the Gowanus Dredgers and the Red House Rowers, and there are even community boathouses in Hudson River Park where you can go. If you don't have a kayak, you can go there and use one of their kayaks for free. So this is a really burgeoning thing with people wanting to get out on the water, and we're trying to encourage it as much as possible.